What is up, everyone? Welcome to the UnderDog Sports Podcast. I am your host, Nolan Skian, alongside Antonio Fiore Salestrina. Gentlemen, how the heck are we?
Fantastic.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Yankees 1-0. Playing again. How do you feel about tonight's game?
Hopefully, if Cole has another good game, then they're probably going to win, unless they literally don't score any runs, which is always a possibility. They do like to have games where they can't hit. So I don't know who's pitching for Cleveland tonight, but I don't know. Feel pretty good about the series so far. But I mean, Judge, Jazz, and Wells need to start hitting.
Judge needs to start hitting yesterday, bro. Like,
I mean,
actually, it doesn't matter. If he doesn't winning, it really doesn't matter. But
I would think if any series were to get him going, it'd be this one.
I know. But I mean, thank God Stanton's hitting like regular season Judge.
Yeah. I mean, he's always just had this in him. It's just like the whole base running thing, and like he doesn't really hit for contacts. But at the same time, it's like when he gets up there, he can.
I was gonna say in the playoffs, he seems like he's a different hitter.
Yeah.
And then Mets and Dodgers, they're going 7.
That's my prediction. 7. It's going 7 one way or the other. I don't think Antonio agrees, but that's a 7-game series.
It probably 100%. Is, but I could also like. Can you just see the Mets just like winning the next 3 games?
They might. They could. They could. Is it 2-3-2 or 2-2-1-1-1?
It's 2-3-2.
Oh. It's all right. It's gonna be 3-2 heading back to the Dodgers, and you put your fucking left hiney on the Dodgers in Game 6, and then the Mets win in Game 7. That's what happens.
I think it'd be interesting to see the Mets in Game 7.
Are you constipated? What was that? Like, did you just have a bowel?
No, I just ate, and like the right side of like my like rib cage area, like the lower part there. I don't know what it is. Like something like just burns or something.
All right, Josh Naylor, like calm down with the potatoes, dude. Like, come on. He puts himself on mute. He loves a gross cough on mute. That's his favorite thing.
Are you dying?
No, this actually really feels like shit.
Do you have to poop?
No.
Not yet.
If you did, you would be forced to take the computer into the bathroom. You'd have to shit during this.
All right. Well, last week in NFL, kind of shitty, to be honest.
I think before we go to last week, I think we have to talk about the trade first.
I mean, it's one of those rare things that, like, when you start hearing rumblings like, oh, Davante Adams wants to trade, you're like, Jets. He's going to the Jets. And then it's the rare occasion where it actually happens. It's kind of funny.
I mean, the fact that he was at his house during the McAfee interview, it's like this has been in the works forever. Like, this is like it felt like it was like it just Are you Garfield? Are you okay?
Am I Garfield?
No, you were Garfield the other night.
Oh.
If you need 5 minutes, go take 5 minutes, bro. I don't know. That trade is one of those trades where it's like it was always going to happen, but it just was a matter of like how and when. Like, it just felt like it was inevitable.
Him being in New York when it happened was so funny.
Has he been in New York the whole time? Like, what's good with that? Like, does he just live with Aaron Rodgers? Like,
that was strange. That had to have broken some sort of rule. There's no way that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or maybe it happened like last night and he flew in today. I don't know.
So I've talked to a couple of Jets fans / supporters that I know, and they all seem to think it doesn't really move the needle, which I don't really understand.
Which is kind of nuts. That's how I'm feeling from Eric and Andrew. It doesn't move the needle at all. I'm like, I would be excited.
I get the sense that they don't want to get their hopes up from what they've seen from at least Rodgers' perspective. But at the same time, when you look at that offense, it's like, okay, double Garrett Wilson, and then like you don't have to sell out for the run, but like, for the most part, if you can just stop the run and double Garrett Wilson, like what you're afraid Alan Lazard is going to beat you or Tyler Conklin's going to beat you, like that's
Because like
not going to happen.
imagine last night's game, but instead of Mike Williams, you have Davante Adams. They win that game. Like Davante Adams would have ran the right route. Davante Adams probably would have made a play on that ball at least.
Like I said to you before the podcast, it's like Mike Williams trusts in the game 2 weeks in a row. It's like Aaron definitely was like, all right, he's done. Like I'm not throwing to him anymore. Like that's over. Like
yeah. Well, first he was like, we need to get Salah out of here. That was his first.
Yeah.
His first to the agenda. And then when Mike Williams couldn't step up last night, he's like, all right, we need Davante.
Is he a dictator? Like, is he just overthrowing people left and right?
This is what we've said, though, Sal. He's like LeBron in the sense of like he just runs it.
It's just crazy how much say he has over it. And then it's like, if you're the Jets, I get it because you're the Jets. But at the same time, it's like, do you have no standards as a franchise? Like, you're just gonna listen to this dude, whatever. Like, what if he said like trade Garrett Wilson tomorrow? Like, would they do it? They might. Like,
probably,
I don't know that they will. But like, that's insane. Like, that's actually insane.
Because I just think it's like, I mean, you go back to his few years that he was in Green Bay before he got traded to the Jets. It's like, that's kind of what he was doing, bro. He was trying to run the show. They weren't letting him. They were telling him no, and he got unhappy, and he's like, fine, I'll leave.
Well, because they're a respectable franchise. They're like, all right, well, we love you, but you're not going to tell us what to do, like, all over the
whole
place.
time he was like, draft a wide receiver, and they're like, no, we're going to draft your replacement. And I think that was probably the last straw, if I had to guess, but like,
Well, also, too, that year that they drafted Love, they went to the NFC Championship the year before, so I get his frustration that time.
Yeah, but it turned out to be a good pick because Jordan Love was good. They just had to get him then. I think this Davante Adams trade, though, is good. I mean, I don't think the price was too high. A conditional third-round pick that may turn into a second, I don't think that's crazy.
It's weird in the NFL because people value picks way higher than, like, I don't know. I feel like the picks are valued so high. At the same time, like, I just don't get it because, like, all right, you're not getting Davante Adams in the third round, and like, regardless of whether it's a year or 2 years, like, I think it's like, worth it.
Eating his contract definitely sucks, but I think it's worth it for if your plan is to make the playoffs now. I think that's a small price to pay. I really do.
Well, you're all in this year. It's this year. I don't know if you even have next year. It's really this year. So it's like at that point, like if you're starving as a Jets fan, which every Jets fan is, it's like you gotta just do whatever it takes to win this year. And that it might not be conducive to the long-term plan, but at the same time, like that's what you signed up for with Aaron Rodgers. You're not signing up for a 5 or 10 year, long-term plan. You're signing up for here and now. So you can't really bitch about the price for Adams in my mind. But
and that's what is confusing me about like the reaction to this trade is like, wasn't the plan after shit went belly up last year? Wasn't the sentiment we have to go all in next year? Was that not the sentiment?
Yeah.
And now it's next year, and shit's going belly up again, and they make changes to try to win now, and people are like, still the Jets.
I think it's also too that people don't think Rodgers is capable of getting them there.
Which I mean, he played well last night.
He did have a good game. They're just so weird because they'll move the ball, and then all of a sudden it's just like a bad play and then a sack, and then it's like 3rd and 19. It's like, all right, so you just had 3 straight really good first down plays or first and second down plays, and then like you just sell land. Like you're just like you're a salesperson after that. Like they'll move the ball and then it's like nothing, and then it's like, all right, well, you looked good for a little bit. They just have their offense is just very confusing to me. I did like the new play caller. They did have a chance to win that game last night. I don't know. Like I told you the odds before we got on here. Like they're 30-1 to win the Super Bowl right now. I don't think that's like terrible value, but like they're in the same range as the Bengals and the Commanders. It's like I think either of those teams probably have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl or making the Super Bowl than the Jets do, most likely.
Yeah, if I had to like gun to my head, I had to bet one of those three teams. I'm not choosing the Jets. That's for sure. They'd be my last choice
I was just saying the same thing. Honestly, they might be the third pick out of those three, but I don't
because
know.
I mean the Commanders are what 5-2 now or 4-2.
4-2, yeah.
I mean Bengals same record as the Jets. Their roster's a lot better in my opinion. I think like it's just like and the other thing too about the Jets is like they just couldn't stop Buffalo last night. They just could not stop them. They couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Well, that's been the theme. That's been the theme of their defense is like they don't tackle well and like they don't really cover on the back end well. Like there's a lot of pass interference. There's a lot of grabbing. Like
oh my god, the penalties last night, bro.
It was a
like
total
the first
rush
half was
night.
the first half was fine, and then the second half they were just letting it rip, dude.
Well, the drive before half for the Bills, there was like 6 flags too. It was like
they were teasing it for next half. They're like, "This is what's coming." Like, holy shit, bro! I mean, the roughing the pass on Aaron Rodgers was tough. I don't think that was a pass interference, but
no,
roughing the passer. Sorry.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. No, I mean, I guess we'll see how they play. Realistically, I think they need 10 wins to get in the playoffs. So can they go 8-3 the rest of the way? It sounds hard, but they I don't know. They can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's over for the Jets by any means. Like, and then obviously this trade is really good. I think if I was a Jets fan, I'd be really happy about this because, you know, you're doing everything possible. I think firing Robert Saleh was probably an overreaction. Obviously, we don't know what's going on in the locker room. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Was he fired because he refused to make the trade? I don't know. That's conspiracy tinfoil hat.
Maybe.
But
maybe.
You know, I don't know. It was Aaron Rodgers just being like, I'm sick of this guy. I don't really know.
I mean, Joe Douglas should be in charge of any sort of acquisitions, but maybe he did push back on like, I don't really want to give up those picks for him. But that's a good connecting of the dots. I didn't really think of it that way. So
I mean, it's one of those things like, yeah, I don't think Robert Saleh had a final say in anything. I think but was it causing turmoil? I don't know. And then like they can just be like, well, look at your record. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I think that they're better off. What I saw out of them last night was probably their best performance offensively.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you. Yeah, I think you would agree. But like,
I guess the Patriots game, but the Patriots have a horrible defense. So
yeah, I mean, I think the Jets. I think overall this made the Jets better, and I think that they're going to be fine. I think that they have a lot of favorable matchups coming up. You know, they play the Patriots, they play the Colts, they play. Who else did they play?
Dolphins twice.
They get to play the Dolphins twice. Trying to look like okay, they play the Cardinals. The Steelers should be a favorable matchup for them. I mean, it might be a tougher game than like just saying it's an easy win. I don't think it's an easy win.
Well, now that Russell Wilson's in there, it's like, all right, they should win this week. Like,
yeah, they're kind of just all over the place. Then they have the bye. They play the Dolphins, Jags, Rams. I mean, these are all like a winnable game.
Jeez. Yeah.
It's all just winnable games. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, I think they'll be fine. They'll be
and on the other side, they got Amari Cooper on the Bills, which I really liked because they were starving for a good receiver out there.
Yeah, and like I do like Khalil Shakir. I think he was pretty good, but they definitely needed that guy to like win a one-on-one battle.
Shakir's definitely not the one, but at the same time, he's not a bad receiver either. So
it was kind of. Do you know? I didn't look. What did the Bills give the Browns?
I don't think it was much. I honestly don't know offhand, but
because I don't know. It seemed like a plan B to me once they figured out they couldn't get Davante Adams because you know that they were probably trying to get Davante Adams. It seemed like a plan B move, but it definitely doesn't hurt them. But I don't know if they necessarily need Amari Cooper to put them over the top.
No, I don't think so.
because I don't think Amari Cooper is. I think we look at this. We look at like Amari Cooper on the Bills, like Jets fans look at Davante Adams on the Jets. Like they think he's like old and can't move, but I disagree. I think he's fine.
Browns receive a 2025 third-round pick and a 2026 seventh-round pick. Bills receive Amari Cooper and a 2025 sixth-round pick. So
Yeah, so they basically gave up nothing, really. I mean, they like the one pick.
Yeah, third for him, basically.
Yeah, I'd say that probably makes them a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, it puts them in a higher regard, at least in my mind. Like, do they make the Super Bowl because of it? Probably not. But does it help them in their, quest for maybe getting there? Absolutely. So it's one of those. That's one of those wait and sees. I think obviously the Jets move is a little more, what do you want to call it? Like popping, and everyone wants to talk about that one.
It's sexier,
so,
yeah.
I guess
With the reuniting of Adams and Rodgers. So
yeah.
How about the fucking Lions, bro? The Lions just beating down on Dallas.
That was their Super Bowl. They were so excited to play that game, and that's why that line was the way.
Oh, sorry, keep going.
No, that's why the line was the way it was. Like 3 or 3.5 all week, and it's like, Dallas at home, and they don't really lose at home, and I don't know. It just seemed like a trap one way or another, and then it's like, all right, maybe you can talk yourself into taking Dallas in this game, and then all of a sudden it's whatever 24-3 at half or 27-3 at half, and you're just like, damn, I'm an idiot if I took the Cowboys here. Like, it just was one of those games where like immediately you just knew the Lions were just there to just hold them down and not let them up the whole game. Like,
I love how petty Dan Campbell was being with the
oh my god, splitting the linemen out wide and throwing the trick plays and the hook and ladders.
And
it's
dude, that was because of the last year thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was. And then it's like you're a Cowboys fan, you just gotta sit there and take it. It's like I'd be so pissed if I was a Cowboys fan, like Sunday, Monday. Like, it's like,
and then they lose Aiden Hutchinson, which really sucks.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's definitely gonna hurt, and he's out for the whole season, as far as I know, right?
Like, he broke his tibia and fibula. He needed surgery immediately. He's out 4 to 6 months.
Yeah,
which is tough.
For going to the Super Bowl, that's gonna put a damper in their plans for sure. So
yeah, he's a big piece, and I think like in the coming weeks we're gonna really see how big of a piece he was, because their defense.
Their defense will definitely take a step back.
Yeah, and their defense was doing better, like compared to like previous years where they just really couldn't stop the pass at all. But this is definitely going to hurt them.
I thought Drake May looked good. I know a lot of it was
he looked good.
Down 14, 17, 21 points. At the same time, for a team that has almost no offensive weapons, not a really great offensive line, probably bottom 5 or 10 offensive line in the league. Like, he held his own, and to throw 3 touchdowns and whatever 270 or 250, whatever it was, I saw what I needed to see in that game. That's not one of those games where, I thought they were going to keep it a lot closer because I didn't think the defense was going to give up 41 points. But at the same time, like, you held your own in your home debut, and that's all you can really ask for. So I liked what I've seen. I want him to keep building on it. We need more weapons next year, obviously, but if he can take small baby steps every week this year, I think he can be a great quarterback in the next year or two. So
I mean, hey, getting a top 3 pick is not out of the question still, and getting Travis Hunter would be
huge. I mean, he probably goes 1, but like we'll see. I guess we'll see when it all shapes out.
We're tanking then. Because Travis Hunter would be unreal.
I mean, the game this week is the ultimate tank bowl between both these teams.
Oh yeah, the fucking Jags and Pats in London.
The Bears Jags game was so icky Sunday morning.
I turned it on, like I turned it on before it started getting like out of hand, and I was like, "Damn, the Jags are freaking the Jags are fucking terrible."
The Jags are bad. Yeah, the Jags are just bad. I mean, like, I want to sit here and take all the credit for the Bears, and you thought I was going to say this week, like, oh, the Bears are going to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to sit here and pound my chest, but that was just one of those games where they could have been playing on Mars or fucking Jupiter. Like the Bears were beating that team. Like the Bears are just a way better team than the Jaguars are.
Yeah,
Like
and the Bears have looked a lot better, but I do think it's because they're not playing the best. I mean, they play the Jags, then
no,
they play.
that's fair. I mean,
Who
they
did they
beat the
play?
Panthers.
Yeah, the
They've beaten
Panthers. They beat the Rams and the
they haven't
Titans.
beaten.
Like,
Yeah, they haven't beaten great competition. So it's like I can't really sit here and say, oh my god, like they're the best team ever. Caleb has looked better every week, and I had these high expectations of him, and they can still be true. Not every quarterback can just come in right away and just light it up. Like Jaden Daniels is an anomaly. He's not the rule. Like, yeah, it would be nice to say like this guy's going to be good and he's good right away, but that's not really how it works. So I
yeah,
think give him more time and he's going to keep looking better and better. It's like Drake May. We try to have three really good quarterbacks that were drafted top 3 this year and look back on it and be like, wow, this was a great class. Even Bo Nix is all right. Like, I mean,
yeah.
this is a
Started
decent
out
quarterback
shaky,
class.
but he's picked it up recently.
Yeah. I mean, I
Um,
don't think he's going to get too much better from what he is now, but at the same time, he's not terrible either. Like, I feel like he's a starter for sure.
yeah, and I mean that could go back to like he just played so much college ball in so many different scenarios that like it kind of helped him. Um, but yeah, the Bears. I mean, they're gonna start playing. I think who do they play this week? The Commanders. So I mean, they're gonna start playing some tougher competition. Let me actually see
Bears play the
here.
Commanders this week? Is that true?
Or after their bye. I think this week
Gotcha.
is their bye. And then they
Okay.
play the Cardinals and the Pats, so those are very winnable games. But then to end the season, they go through a gauntlet. Do you want to hear their last let's see. Their last 7 games?
Here.
So it starts week 11, they play the Packers. Week 12, they play the Vikings. Week 13, they play the Lions. Week 14, they play the 49ers. Week 15, they play the Vikings again. Week 16, they play the Lions again. Then week 17, they play the Seahawks. And then they end with the Packers again. So
It's just running the NFC North gauntlet. I mean, we've never seen a division this good. Like, it's. I think it was through 6 weeks. No conference has had like 18 wins or something. Whatever their combined record is, since like the conference realignment, there hasn't been that many wins for one conference through 6 games. So it's actually nuts how good that division's playing right now.
yeah, so I think eventually the water will find its level with the Bears, but I do think Caleb Williams has played very good, based off what I've seen these last few weeks. Because you can sit here and be like, "Oh, they beat up on bad teams," but like these are games that they should win if they're a good team. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So like it's like
They're
yeah,
doing
you
they're
could
doing
say
what they need
that.
to.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like we can withhold judgment until they play decent teams, and after the bye, they're gonna have a big game against the Commanders, and we'll see how they do. But yeah. Anything else from last week? I feel like a lot
No,
of
I'm
shit
good.
happened last week.
I want to make some picks. I'm excited for this week. I like the board this week.
All right, yeah, let's move on then. Let's go week 7. I don't know if Antonio
Terrible
will ever come
Thursday
back.
game, but this Antonio's probably dead.
He's probably
It's like
dying.
not. It's probably not funny because like if something actually happened, I'd feel bad. So I'm gonna undo that laugh right there. But
I will say though, the way it unfolded was funny. But all right. Starting this week, the Denver Broncos head to New Orleans to play the Saints. Denver's -2.5 on the road, over under 36.5.
gross game. I guess obviously the Sean Payton revenge narrative is the main talking point. Saints have gone extremely downhill since their whatever you want to call it at the beginning of the year. Their anomaly of a
Did
start.
the Saints fired him, right?
Who, their coach?
When Sean Payton left, what happened there?
I think it was more of like a mutual part ways, but it probably was like one of those like, hey, we're not going to re-sign you or whatever.
They were like, hey, we need to start a new regime, and he was probably like, I don't want to.
Yeah, something along those lines. So I don't know that they necessarily fired him. I could be remembering it incorrectly though. This is a game. Oh, really? Wow. I was gonna say this is a game where I feel like everybody's gonna take Denver here. I like Denver in this game. it just feels gross taking Denver as a road favorite.
I mean, could Derek Carr play in this game? How hurt is he?
I don't know. To be honest, I thought Rattler looked better than Carr would have looked in that game.
Rattler surprised me a little bit. I thought he was going to be terrible.
I don't think he's a great quarterback, but at the same time, like, if he can put up 250, 260 yards and then run around a little bit, like, that's probably exactly what they need. So
Right.
Carr's just a statue back there.
Yeah. I mean,
This should be an under. This should be an under in the Broncos.
yeah, I'm gonna have to take the Broncos as well. I feel like they're playing well. I think that even if it doesn't really matter to me if Derek Carr plays or not. I think the result's gonna be the same.
I think if Derek Carr gets in there, the spread is probably like -1 Saints at the most. I don't think it moves more than a couple points.
Right.
So I don't think it's like a huge swing that way.
Damn,
But
I
I
didn't
guess
realize
we'll
the Saints have
see.
lost 4 in a row though. Jesus.
Yeah, they started off those two really good wins and then just downhill ever since. So
Yeah, we were like, they're going to the Super Bowl after the first 2 weeks.
I don't know. They looked like the best team I've ever seen in the NFL for 2 weeks, and then it was just poop after that. So
It was very much poop. All right. So next we got the New England Patriots at Jacksonville in London. Patriots are plus 5.5, over under 42.5.
I'm taking the Patriots every week probably now that I somewhat enjoy watching them and I love Drake May, so I'm taking the Patriots. If Jacksonville loses this game, Doug Peterson is not coming back to the United States with a job. So
Yeah, I would have to agree.
I'll take New England here.
A battle of the 1-5 teams is crazy, bro. But this is the exact game that you want happening in London. You don't want the good you don't want to waste the good matchups in London, bro. Which is the whole
you don't want like you don't like
whole argument about not having the London games. Like, can we just not have them, please?
Well, they just want you glued in front of your TV from 9:30 to like midnight, basically. Like they want you in front of it all day.
I will never do it, bro. I mean, I will never like get up specifically to watch a game. Like usually I just wake up and turn it on. Whatever time I wake up is when I turn this game on, and it's never a good game.
It's always a blowout, or it's always like one team is like, up 10 or 17. It's like, come on, man, this game can't be close right now. Like
It's usually
and then the one player you have playing fantasy always does bad. You're like, great, I have ETN and he has -1. Like
it's always like either a 10-3 game or like a 35-3 game. Like it's never a fucking good entertaining football game.
I saw some dude post his fantasy football score, and he had like Dak, ETN, Olave, Marvin Harrison, some tight end. Like he had like a full lineup in, and he had 1.3 for the week or like 1.6.
Yeah,
I was like,
I saw that, dude. I was like, dude, I would die, bro. Like, yo, that is crazy.
Yeah, I think you gotta go. I think you gotta go New England here. I think it feels like too many points. I mean, the whole reason I think Jacksonville's favored by this much is they were in London last week, so they're adjusted already. They know what's going on. They played there well. Jacksonville on like just regular week, I bet is only probably like a 3 or 3.5 point favorite at home against the Patriots. So I feel like they're giving them a little couple extra points, which might be valid, but at the same time, I'm not going for it. I'm taking New England. So
yeah, I definitely think this is way too many points, especially for 2 1-5 teams. And especially after, like, yeah, you're right. This line is literally just them saying they're adjusted to the time and whatever, which does, I think, play a factor. But when these teams are both really bad, you never know what the fuck is going to happen. So when
if New England goes out there and wins by 20, I'm not shocked. Like, I'm really not.
Yeah, anything can happen in this game, and it would not shock me. So I'm definitely going to take the Pats here.
This is one of your pick threes.
What, this next game or the game we just talked about?
No, this game right here, this Titans Bills.
The Tennessee Titans head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Buffalo's minus 8.5, over under 41.5. You're right. I do love a big Bills spread.
This is just a textbook Bills at home. No one loves them spot. Like I can definitely see it too. I'm not going any. I feel like I used to like kind of fall for some of these, and like maybe the Titans keep it close, but like I'm just gonna take the Bills to steamroll them here.
Yeah, I mean, me too. The Bills at home at 1 o'clock on a Sunday against a bad team usually is just a 41-10 beatdown.
Yeah, how does Tennessee keep this game close? And like then I say shit like that, and I'm like maybe I should take Tennessee, but like you're really gonna take Will Levis +8 against Josh Allen? Like that's a horrible pick.
I'll
Like,
never do it, Sal. I'll never do it. So we're in agreement here on the first 3 games. That's fine. Because Antonio's not here, we're going to agree on every single game.
Yeah, we're just going to be like, oh, same. No, this next one I think we're going to disagree on. I'm letting you go first.
All right. The Houston Texans head to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Houston's +2.5 on the road, over under 47.5. First of all, I'd like to say this game should go over 10 times out of 10. I don't know. This one's tough because it's like every week I feel like Green Bay is getting better. And then like Houston was looking worse, and then they play a good Patriots defense and hang 41 on them. But it's like, I don't even know, bro. It's like, okay. And plus they lose Nico Collins, so you're like, oh, they definitely won't have as big of a threat. But then they go and they score the most points they've scored all year. And you're like, okay.
Dick scores every fucking time against the Patriots. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It really just like guard him, bro. Like what are you guys doing?
And we put the best defensive back on him, and he gets cooked.
I finally got to play Tank Dell this week because Nico Collins being out, and he did fine, but Marvin Harrison screwed me in our league.
Definitely. Him getting hurt was tough.
Yeah. I'll let you. I was just say you go first, so I'll let you go, and then I'll say my piece.
I feel like I have to take Green Bay, dude, just based on the way that they've played.
This game is painful. Because Houston's only loss this year was to Minnesota. So it's like, do they just struggle against the NFC North teams? Like they're just going to lose to Green Bay, and then they're going to be 5-2 with their 2 losses NFC North teams. I could see that easily. I really, really, really want to take Houston. I really do. And that was my pick even before you said anything. I just don't know that, like Green Bay at home is less than a field goal favorite. It's like, bro, you should just take them here. I don't know. Is Houston a 6-1 team?
That's what I was about to say. These teams both feel 5-2 to me. Right?
I feel like you're right, but like
it's tough. This is the toughest game to pick, I feel like, this week. But I am shooting myself in the foot. I don't know any of the other matchups I haven't looked.
I think I've taken the wrong side of Houston almost every week, to be honest.
You know, that happens sometimes though.
I'll go Houston here. I guess. I don't love it.
Yeah, you love it.
I love it.
All right. I like that. I like this matchup. This is an exciting one.
That'll be a fun jam. That's a good 1 o'clock. There's a couple of 1 o'clock jams.
This is not one of them. This is not one of them. Miami Dolphins head to Indianapolis, coming off a bye. Indianapolis is -3, over under 44.5.
Weirdly, I love the Dolphins here, and I don't know why. I guess because of the bye week, and I don't really trust Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson, in a 3-point favorite role. I'm just on the Dolphins here. I just feel like it's the right pick.
I mean, were they favored last week? But it was only a 1.5.
No, they were a dog at kickoff. They were a 2-point dog to Tennessee.
I was looking at when we did the pod, they were favored, but yeah, that makes sense.
During the pod, they were 1-point favorite, I think.
This is another tough one because it's like Miami has looked fucking terrible, And
Miami has, but you got to think the bye week really helped them. It's not like they don't have those offensive pieces. Indy's really not anything to write home about. Like they're fine, but they're just a mid-ass team. I'm all set. I think Miami can easily win this game, so I'm going Miami here.
yeah, you convinced me. Because it's like you're right. Because I feel like they've just been put behind the eight ball in terms of like losing Tua. They really haven't had a chance to like kind of reset. And this bye week probably gave them a good like chance to really plan and like make a plan around not having Tua.
I think if there's any week you really wanted a bye week, it's before like a team like the Colts. It's like you can easily I don't want to say easily, but you can really game plan for like a Joe Flacco type. Like, all right, you know what he's looking for. It's like, all right, now it's the third week of Flacco being the starter, not the first week, and not even like, all right, he came off the bench or what. Like, you know what to expect with Flacco. So I like Miami here. I think Miami can put up 20 points, win this thing like 21-14, 21-17 type of thing. So I got Miami plus the 3 and money line. I think they win.
I like that. All right, this is one of the good 1:00 games.
Mm-hmm.
We have Seattle heading to Atlanta. Atlanta's -3 at home. Over under 51.5. So a big over under on this one.
This should be an over.
Should be. Is it though? I feel like this one is too obvious to be an over.
I don't know. Both these teams can easily put up 3 to 4 touchdowns. So it probably is right around 51 when the game ends.
Yeah, I mean people seem to be heavily on the Falcons here betting wise.
The Seahawks haven't really instilled any confidence in me to say like I'm taking them, but for some reason I want to take them. Oh, it's 1 p.m. Kirk. We're going against the Seahawks. I forgot about that. Now we fade the 1 p.m. Kirk. So we've decided primetime Kirk and 4:25 Kirk are good. 1:00 Kirk's bad. So I got Seahawks here.
I'm still gonna take the Falcons. I'm not ready to like fully dive into that yet.
This is the one where it counts. Like if he looks bad here, then he's bad at 1, and he's done a complete 180.
If he looks bad in this game, I will ride that forever until he's not on the Falcons anymore. But I am gonna take them in this game. Yeah, I think they've looked decent. I mean, they've been like a stingy team and kind of like how we thought that they would probably be, but I don't know. They're a decent team and they're definitely looking like a wild card playoff team. So yeah, this is a game that they should win. This feels like a playoff sort of matchup, huh?
It does. It really actually. This feels like wild card weekend. Like one of these teams play.
Speaking of wild card weekend, both of these teams fighting to not play on wild card weekend. The Detroit Lions head to Minnesota. Minnesota's -2.5 at home, coming off a bye, over under 49.5. Is this where we see the Vikings' first loss?
So we just talked about me taking the wrong side of Houston every week. I know for a fact I've taken the wrong side of Minnesota every week because they're 5-0 against the spread, and I've taken the opposite team that Minnesota's played every week.
Yeah, we keep saying fart Darnold.
Yeah, so me being stubborn, I think I'm taking the Lions here. But realistically, losing Aiden Hutchinson and playing their Super Bowl last week, basically, I want to take Minnesota here. That would be my pick if I wasn't so invested. But I have to, what is it? Sextuple down, and we're on the Lions still.
I fuck with that.
We're 0-5. So now we can't be 0-6 against the Vikings.
Look at you, smarty pants. Sextupling down. I think I just found the title of this episode. I think it's
Lions.
I think it's Lions. I do. I mean, the Vikings have to lose eventually.
If their
right?
offense is going to play like it did last week, like you gotta take the Lions. Like, and maybe the bye week screwed up Minnesota's mojo a little bit too. You don't know. Like, yeah, it's good sometimes, but
I like that.
I mean, they were on a roll, and then it's like you have a week off. It's like, all right, maybe they come out slow in the first. I really like the Detroit first half. That's what I love in this game. But you're asking me to make a full game pick. I'll take Detroit.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't talk about that enough about the bye being a good thing, but this might be a case where the bye is a bad thing because you're right. They had momentum, they come out, and then they have to play one of the top teams in the NFC coming off that bye. Like that is tough, and it's like an early bye too. So like that's never the greatest. You always want a late bye.
Yep.
Yeah, we could see them sort of like do a little bit of the New Orleans Saints. Maybe not go totally to the dark side, but maybe we see them kind of like level out a bit.
Yeah, water finds its level in this game.
I'm fully in on the Lions now.
This should also be an over. I mean, I know I've said that about 2 games, but like this is an over. At least it should be.
Both of these teams like to give up a lot of yards, I feel like.
Yeah.
Their defenses like to bend. They have that bend don't break thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm taking both Sam Darnold and Jared Goff's over on the yards for sure.
Ooh,
in this one.
Nice.
Let's see.
It's up to 6.5. Holy shit, dude.
The Cincinnati Bengals are heading to Cleveland, which do not have Amari Cooper anymore. The Bengals are -6.5 on the road, over under 41.5.
So this opened up as Bengals -1. That was the early line, and now it's Bengals by a touchdown basically.
Which is insane. That's probably why. Look at all the money on Cincinnati. Everyone's just betting on Cincinnati. It's probably just driving that line up.
Oh my goodness!
A combination of losing their best wide receiver and then also the Bengals have found. I think the Bengals might be finding their mojo here in the next few weeks. Although I love saying that, but
yeah, I feel. I just feel like they're not. I don't know. Like, this game is so hard. I wanna take Cincinnati here. I just feel like Cleveland's the right pick. Cleveland's never the right pick though.
Cleveland's never the right pick.
You're taking Cincinnati, obviously.
Because is Jerome Ford out still? Is he going to be out for this game or is he going to be back?
Yeah, I don't think he's playing either. So, like, what do they have?
What
Nothing?
the fuck do they have, bro? They have David Njoku, who didn't he get banged up too?
He might have. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, if you bet Browns plus 6.5 and it's 14-0 in the first quarter, you don't have a prayer. Like, you're done.
I can't even think right now at this very moment. I can't even think of another wide receiver on Cleveland.
They have Jerry Jeudy, but that's gross.
Oh, I forgot that they have him. Yeah, give me the Bengals by 1,000,000.
I'll take the Bengals too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go down the Bengals rabbit hole with me. All right, the Philadelphia Eagles heading to the Meadowlands to play the New York Giants. Eagles are -3.
Line? What is this line?
Eagles -3, over under 43.5.
Yeah, people love Philly in this game. Oh no.
NFC East matchup. I feel like Philly's probably owned the Giants past.
Yeah, I'm Sal, so I'm taking the Giants here because this line makes no sense. Giants +3.
I would like to agree with you that this line makes no sense, but it also makes a lot of sense to me. You know, with the Eagles, they got A.J. Brown back. He looked good last week. They got
Sirianni screaming at the fans last week is not good. That's not good energy for the team.
But that's just the Philly scumbag that he is, though. That's like his energy, though. He's always been like that. It's not like it's a switch up. You know what I mean? He's always had that.
Yeah.
Saquon revenge game. Give me all of him. So that's the reason I'm taking the Eagles here. You almost forgot.
Fuck.
He's gonna have 1,000,000 yards.
Yeah, he is.
There's no way he's quiet in this game, dude. There's no way. He's been waiting for this game.
Can you click into this game and see his props, or are they not up yet?
Let's see.
Nah, they're not up yet. I don't think. They're still calculating. They don't know yet.
Yeah, they definitely.
Oh man, Nolan, I want to take the Giants real bad. I'm taking the Giants. I don't care.
You're gonna be pissed when Saquon
Yeah, I know.
has like 400 scrimmage yards on Sunday. You're gonna
Yeah.
be pissed. All right, we're moving on. It's too late to switch. The Las
Giants.
Vegas, the Las Vegas Raiders head to LA to play the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are -7 at home, over under 43.5. After losing Davante Adams, this is the line. Wow, are the Rams capable of covering a -7? Do you think?
And Cooper Kupp's back this week. Their offense should look a little bit better. 7 feels like a lot to be back in the Rams on, and they don't really have much of a home field advantage. Maybe the Raiders rally around the Davante doesn't want to be on our team anymore, and blah blah blah. Nobody thinks we're that good. I'm gonna take the Raiders here, +7.
I can't put actual dollars on the Raiders, bro. I just can't.
Yeah, I don't think I sold you well enough on that one.
No, you didn't. Like, they don't. And here's the thing, like, I think minus like a decent quarterback and like good coaching, this team is the Rams. I mean, I guess they have Kyron Williams, who's really good, but like, I don't know. These teams give off the same energy to me. But I'm just going to have to go with this is like a coaching mismatch and like just take the Rams at home. Even though you're right, they don't really have especially against the Raiders, they don't have a home field. Like, this is just going to be full of like those degenerate Raider fans that are still pissed that they went to Vegas. So, not really putting too much stock in that. I'm just going to take the Rams.
Fair enough.
All right, the Carolina Panthers are heading to D.C. to take on the Commanders. Commanders are -7.5 at home, over under 51.5.
Commanders move on.
Yeah, I think this is a good bounce back spot for them. It'll give them a chance to sort of, I don't know, hit the reset button. Like, I feel like they played a really good game against the Ravens. Like, I don't think they played bad at all. I think that was a good like first like playoff test for them. Even though they would never play the Rams in the playoffs, but
Ravens, yeah, no idea what you're saying though.
It was a good like playoff atmosphere for them. So I'm gonna take them just creaming the Carolina Panthers. I don't put any stock in them doing anything.
I agree.
Do you think they ever go back to Bryce Young? Or do you think it doesn't
Maybe
matter?
at the end of the year, like week 13, 14, possibly, but for now, no.
Because, like, what do you think the plan is there? Do they just get rid of him, reset, or?
I don't know. You got to see him one more time, so they probably give him one more try at the end of the year, and if he still looks as bad, then he's done there. And either it's cut or traded, probably.
What team would he be decent on?
I think he should go to Miami now, but they're not going to send him to Miami now.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, throw him in there with Tua and Waddle. If he still looks bad, then he's horrible. Still a lot of games, dude. Damn.
Yeah, we got a big slate this week. All right. Another good matchup. We have the Kansas City Chiefs heading to San Fran to take the 49ers on. The 49ers are -1.5 at home, over under 47.5. Pretty much a pick 'em.
So, Nolan.
What?
This was going to be my game of the year.
This was going to be your game of the year? Tell me about it.
And I've talked myself out of it. It's just the Super Bowl narrative, the revenge. They're at home. The thing that's killing me, and I can't take it as a game of the year, is Andy Reid off of a bye is almost unstoppable, and they're off of a bye. So I really want to take San Fran as a game of the year, and I'm not going to. I'll take San Fran on the spread for some revenge. They'll definitely be featured later in the show, but I'm shying away from the game of the year. So no game of the year, but I got the 49ers here. I think they're way more motivated than the Chiefs in this game, and I did have the whole the Chiefs are start off like 9 or 10-0 this year and blah blah blah. But I think the 49ers nick one off of them this week, so I'll take the 49ers.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird one because I feel like as good as everyone as good as the 49ers are, I feel like they haven't looked like the regular 49ers this year. And obviously they've had some injuries, they've had this and that, no CMC, whatever, but like they just don't look the same to me.
They look a little funny. I agree with that. It is the Super Bowl hangover year too, so maybe they're just
But
kind of.
on the other hand, the Chiefs also have not looked the same to me, and they're 5-0, and I can't take myself off the fact that they could be 2-3 easily.
Yeah,
easily could be 2-3, and like I don't know. I think I'm with you. I think the 49ers win this game. I think this might be the week that we have no undefeated teams left after this week.
Well, I'm also of the mindset too that like this is gonna sound stupid, but I actually believe this. I think and I normally pick this way based on this. Like I think the 49ers can fuck the Chiefs this week. Like if the 49ers win by 30 this week, I wouldn't be shocked. I don't see the Chiefs going in there and winning by 30. I feel like that's like that's a huge stretch.
Oh my god, the way you said that was so funny. This is gonna sound stupid, and then I like lean forward, and you're like, I don't think they could fuck the Chiefs, or I think that they could fuck the Chiefs.
I think if the Chiefs blew the 49ers out by 30, I would be surprised. If the 49ers blew the Chiefs out by 30, I wouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah, I think either way we're looking at this game, it's going to be a close one. Just the Chiefs always naturally play close games.
Yeah.
And the refs usually bail them out, but like I don't know. This is one of the games that I feel like could just see going San Francisco's way at the end.
I got San Francisco here. I was really confident in them, and I almost made a big stink about them this week. But I'm gonna tone it back a little bit. So just give me the 49ers.
27-23 San Fran is gonna be my guess.
20. Wait, what'd you say?
27-23 San Fran.
24-17 San Fran.
I like it. All right. The newly acquired Davante Adams and company, New York Jets.
Shocker, it's a Sunday night football game, and we gotta fucking unveil them. Oh my god, the scripts.
Head to Pittsburgh to take on the terrible Towels and the Steelers. The New York Jets are minus 1.5 on the road in prime time, over under 38.5. I mean, they should be able to move the ball against this team, right? But at the same time, TJ Watt exists.
You know who I'm taking?
You're taking the Steelers, or you're taking the Jets.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets.
I might have to take the Steelers here.
Wow.
This matchup does not favor the Jets.
It definitely doesn't, but at the same time, like Russell Wilson's back. I feel like they're just throwing him out there so the Jets can have a free one.
That's a good point. But I feel like everyone's going to be way too high on the fact that like Davante Adams is here. Like it fixes everything.
You're asking the Jets to win by more than a point. They're winning this game. Like they just are. I'm taking the Jets.
I'm going to take the Steelers against my better judgment.
All right. Fair enough.
And they're underdogs at home. I'll take them every time. All right. The Baltimore Ravens head to Tampa Bay. Another good one. Baltimore Ravens are minus 3.5 on the road, over under 48.5. This is an interesting line, I feel like.
I mean, Baltimore looks unstoppable.
Yeah, but Tampa Bay did just freaking fuck the Saints.
Yeah, Tampa Bay does look kind of unstoppable too.
Or not
they
the
put
Saints.
up 50. They beat the Saints. Yeah, they put a 50 on the Saints.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Talk me out of taking Baltimore because I want to take Baltimore.
I don't know. This is a tough one because Tampa Bay typically plays good at home. I don't know when the last time they had like a primetime game was. They haven't had one this year, right?
I don't think so. Oh, well, they played Atlanta. They played Atlanta Thursday night, but that was at Atlanta.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to find a way that Tampa like wins this game or like at least covers, but I can't come up with a single good reason. Can you?
All right. I don't know. My initial instinct was to take the Ravens here. I want you to mark the calendar because I don't think I've taken Tampa Bay all year. I'm taking Tampa Bay here.
Interesting. So what makes you say that though?
I don't know.
Great analysis. I mean, they're both 4-2 against the spread.
I don't know. If Baker Mayfield wins this game, he might be the MVP. Like, it might be that conversation Monday night where they're like, oh, Baker Mayfield looks like the MVP right now.
He has played really well. We have to give him his credit.
Yeah.
But Lamar has also played very good.
He has. Maybe 3.5 is just a disrespectful line. And it's, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, Baker comes in as an home underdog and sticks it to the Ravens. I don't know. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers. I don't really know why. I'm just taking the Buccaneers.
I think just based on how I started this, I'm gonna take the Ravens. I can't think of a reason why. Because I think in my heart, like they were supposed to lose that game to the Saints. I feel like that game just got away from the Saints, and I feel like I don't know. The Ravens are just a different animal. Yeah, and I feel like that they make you play differently than you're supposed to, and good teams do that. And I feel like Tampa Bay is not really the best at adapting, and whenever that happens, they end up losing. So I'm gonna take Baltimore.
Fair enough.
All right. The last game.
Jam.
Again, 2 Monday night games. Fucking hate it. Whatever. The Chargers head to Arizona to play the Cardinals. The Chargers are -2.5 on the road. Over under 43.5. What do you think about this one, Sal? This one's a weird one too.
I'm taking the Cardinals because I have to stick to my guns, and I said they're going to the playoffs, and they need to win this game if they want any sniff of the playoffs. Marvin Harrison might not play, which isn't great, but home underdog, I'm just going to close my eyes and select the Cardinals here. It feels gross, but that's
I don't think it's that gross against this team.
The Chargers have a good defense. That's what's terrible. It's like, all right, how are the Cardinals moving their ball without how do they move the ball without their best receiver? Like, I feel like this game is like 17-13 or 17-14 type of game. Like, it's going to be pretty low scoring in my mind.
Yeah. I think Kyler's probably going to have a good game rushing the ball. Like, he's going to be under pressure and he's going to roll out and like get those additional yards. So I think that's going to benefit the Cardinals. The Chargers, like, their offense is always so like weird. You know what? I'm going to take the Cardinals here. I think the Cardinals, this game is like, no one's going to be watching this game. Everyone's going to be watching the other game. And the Cardinals are just going to win this game for no reason. So yeah. I think that's just the rationale I'm going to go with.
I like that.
All right.
Antonio submitted his picks to us. He has Chiefs, Rams, and Bengals as a pick 3.
Yeah. So last week, I thought I went 3-0, but I actually didn't. I went 2-1. Sal went 1-2. Antonio went 2-1 also. So I'm at 8-8. Does that sound right? No, I don't think I can.
I guess.
No, 8 and fuck it. I'll do that after. But do you want to go next?
You're 8-10.
8-10. Yeah. Okay. Or no, wait. Hold on. I have it. Yep, 8-10. And then
I'm the same.
You're also 8-10. Antonio's 7-11.
We suck. We're so bad.
I know. We'll pick it up though. Would you like to go first?
I'll go. Okay. Yeah, I'll go. San Fran. Obviously, I love them this week. I want to make it a game of the year, but I'm not game of the year confident. So that means they're definitely covering this game because I'm not making a game of the year. So San Fran to beat the Chiefs by more than 1.5 points. I'm taking the Jets also by 1.5 points. I think that's a layup, to be honest, with Davante there. They need to keep them relevant. They're not just going to get Davante and start losing. That's not how this goes. So I'm taking the Jets. And in typical Sal fashion, he has no clue what the third game's going to be. We're gonna be gross. I'm shocked I'm saying this. We're going with the "You Can't Believe in Us" Las Vegas Raiders because everyone's gonna take the Rams this week.
Interesting. All right. Antonio had
So it was
KC,
Bengals,
Rams.
Rams, Chiefs. So me and him are going head to head on that Rams jam, and on the Chiefs. Oh Jesus! And on the Chiefs, Jesus.
Yeah, you're not happy
That
about
was
that.
not intentional, Antonio. If you listen to this,
It was totally intentional. He told me before. All right. Number one, I am going with a base spread, but it is not the one that you think it is.
oh okay.
Give me the Bengals minus 6.5. This is a game that they should win. This is a point spread that they should cover. So I think that's an easy one for me. Number two. I was unsure of this one, but give me Seattle plus 3. I think I took the Falcons on the podcast, but in Nolan fashion, I have to take the Seahawks in this one because I changed my mind halfway through, and that's what I'm gonna do. So Seattle plus 3.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's just what I always do. So, and then give me the over in the Detroit Minnesota game. I'm going with another over. I think I have to do it. Once I do it once and it works, I have to keep doing it. So that's just how I am.
Yeah.
Got to ride the wave until the wheels fall off, baby.
I like it.
And yeah, that's it.
We got a touchdown scorer. Mine's Brees Hall. He's scoring this week.
Oh, Davante Adams.
It really should be Saquon Barkley, but he's going to be minus 500 to score.
Oh my God, Saquon. He might. I mean, the bet is to 2 or more. All right, let's build the lineup. We had a good lineup last week. It didn't win, but I also had to change a few players around because I think one of the players we had, I can't remember who it was, but ended up not playing. So I had to change that around. But we were very close to being in the money.
All right. So based on your over, I think we should be taking Lions and Vikings players to start. To be honest,
I do. I think so too.
I like Jahmyr Gibbs.
Really? I feel like he's been kind of quiet.
That's why I like him this week. He's due for a big game.
I like you. Okay. Who else do we like? I do like Kyren Williams this week. Oh, let's take Saquon, actually. I like that. I like how they still have Davante Adams questionable. Like, he's not going to play. That hamstring is fine.
Ugh, some of these receivers, ew.
Yeah, they're not the best.
T. Higgins, or is that gross?
It's not gross. I think he's been playing pretty well. He seems to be the one that Joe Burrow looks for first instead of Jamar Chase lately, which is weird, but he's just more of like a quantity over quality, and Jamar Chase has been the long ball guy, so I like that.
Yeah.
In terms of points.
We need to think a quarterback and a wide receiver, so I don't know what quarterbacks we like, but we should try to do that.
We could go like Jared Goff and then get like Mm,
You'd have to
maybe
get like someone gross like Tutu Atwell or something.
no,
Cooper
dude.
Cup is probably too expensive.
No, I'm talking about Jared Goff. We could do Jared Goff and like
Oh, why did I
Jameson
think?
Williams.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought he was on the Rams. That was a tweet.
He used to be. You're not that far off.
Yeah, no, that was a while ago though. Jesus,
Where's
you definitely went by him. He's not this slow.
I was gonna say. Oh,
Yeah,
there he
right there.
is.
Yeah,
There he is. Okay, I
you
like
don't
that.
have much left.
Mm,
I
let's
would do
go.
defense and tight ends, and then try to fill in the rest.
I like picking like the low defense of who we think might just like step up and have a good game. But it doesn't look like we have
I
any of
like
that.
I like Miami. I like Miami's defense. Might be gross, but that would be my pick. Tight end, we gotta go cheap. I don't hate a Dalton Schultz.
I like that.
Not much left. We're kind of straight from the bottom of the barrel. You gotta go real cheap for this receiver. I don't hate a Juju or an injured Bud. Either one of those is fine to me. Or Pickens with Russell. Maybe they have some sort of connection. Maybe he's a little bit better this week.
Yeah, I think we could. But what? We say that, but then like, what if Russell Wilson goes out and just has a complete stinker?
Has like 60 yards. I could see that too. Honestly, in Jigba, because that's probably the highest scoring game.
All right, 6,200. We could work with that.
You like Shakir?
I do. Mm,
I do Shakir. I don't hate Waddle either, but he probably doesn't have like a high upside.
is White back? Zamir White?
That I don't know.
Is Zamir White in here? Where is he? Because if he's out, I do like Madison because he gets like in the end zone for some reason. He's inactive versus the Steelers on Sunday.
Yeah, that was last week.
That was last week. Fuck. All right, let's go Shakir then. I like that.
Yep, you want to buy him? Go back.
Am I blind? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. All right. I like that.
Yeah, this is gonna be a grind. This is gonna be a grindy group. I like this. So we got Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, T. Higgins, Jameson Williams, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Dalton Schultz, Khalil Shakir. He has a hard word. Then the Miami Dolphins defense. All right.
Submit. I'm with that. Bold prediction for me this week. Ayuk is 102.
Like his age.
Yeah, 102 years old.
He has 102 yards.
100, at least 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Okay. What's my bold prediction?
Also, the Dolphins win by 20. That's my other bold take.
This is. I just realized that was last week. I don't know. I can't really think of one.
Also, Kirk has 4 interceptions. Now I'm done.
I like Kenneth Walker has 3 touchdowns.
3. Wow. All right.
Yeah, I like that.
It was so funny 2 weeks ago because Higgins had 2 touchdowns in like the third quarter. And
Yeah,
the week before, I'm like, T. Higgins is scoring 3 touchdowns. And I'm just sitting there the whole time. I'm like, this motherfucker is really going to score 3 touchdowns. The week after, I said he's going to score 3 touchdowns. He didn't end up scoring the third, but if he scored a third, I would have laughed so hard. I would have been like, that is so me. But of
that would
course
have been
that
funny.
happens.
All right, dude.
Yeah, I hope Antonio feels better. I'm sure we'll
Yeah,
hear from him. But
quick moment of silence for Antonio. All right, hopefully he'll be better. Hopefully he figures out whatever he's got going on. But we'll keep him
fuck
in
the
our
Yankees.
prayers.
Fuck the Yankees. Hope they lose. Go
Yep.
Guardians.
Now that he did that, I hope the Yankees lose by 1,000,000.
Wow, is it a bad omen?
It's a terrible omen.
Guardians are free now. Guardians are winning. I don't know. Did they start? It's
Yeah,
gonna be like
I think
4-0 Yankees. We're gonna sound dumb.
I think it probably started
0-0. Guardians already went down in the top of the first. We'll see what happens though. All right, Mr. Nolan.
All right, Salvatore.
Adios.
Later, buddy.